If you're watching this, chances are you're going through one of the toughest things a person can experience, a broken heart. And I just want to say we're going to walk through this together. This isn't just about surviving it. It's about finding a path to heal, to get stronger, and to find yourself again. So let's take that first step.
Right now, you might feel like you're in a really deep, dark place, and that is completely okay. Let's think of this as a kind of roadmap for the journey ahead. And honestly, the first step is just showing up, acknowledging where you are. And by being here, you've already done that.
So let's get right to the big question, the one you've probably asked yourself a million times. Why does this literally, physically hurt so much? You know, it's not just in your head, it's a real ache. Well, there's a pretty fascinating scientific reason for that. And just understanding it can be a huge first step.
Which brings us right to our first section, the biology of heartbreak. And the main thing I want you to take away from this is that your pain is real. It's not imaginary. It has a powerful biological reason for existing.
See, when a relationship ends, it's not just an emotional event. It's a full-on biochemical one. When you're in love, your brain is swimming in feel-good chemicals like dopamine. When that's suddenly ripped away, your body basically goes into withdrawal. It panics and floods your system with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. That's your fight-or-flight response kicking in. And that's why you feel that tightness in your chest, why you can't sleep, why you can't eat. Your body's on high alert, and it is completely exhausting.
Now, this is where it gets really wild. Scientists have looked at brain scans, fMRIs, and they've found that deep emotional pain lights up the exact same parts of the brain as a physical injury, like a broken bone. It makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint, right? For our ancestors, being rejected from the tribe was a death sentence, so your brain is wired to treat social rejection like a major physical threat. When you say it feels like a punch to the gut, well, your brain basically agrees with you.
Okay, so we've established it. Your pain is real, it's biological. Now for the most important part. What do we do about it? How do we move forward? This section is all about the practical, real-world steps you can start taking to mend your heart.
Think of these 4 ideas as your guide for getting through this. First, you have to give yourself permission to feel it all. The sadness, the anger, the confusion, everything. Don't judge it. Second, please know that healing is not a straight line. You're going to have good days and you're going to have really bad days. That's normal. Third, and this one's huge, be kind to yourself. And finally, your timeline is your own. There is no right or wrong way to do this.
These are your lifelines, things you can actually do right now. The most important one is to fight that urge to be alone. Reach out to someone, anyone, and at the same time, get back to basics. Try to sleep. Try to eat something nourishing, maybe just a short walk, and find a way to get all those swirling thoughts out of your head. Write them down, meditate, whatever works. Every little thing you do for yourself sends a message back to your brain, I'm worth taking care of. Okay, now we're at a really important turning point, because healing isn't just about feeling better, it's about getting wiser. This section is all about taking your power back by learning when and how you need to say never again.
So, how do you know when a line has been crossed for good? Well, a pattern of broken trust isn't a mistake, it's information. Any kind of abuse, physical, emotional, verbal, that is a non-negotiable, full stop. And if you're dealing with someone who constantly disrespects you or just refuses to connect emotionally, that's a clear sign your needs are never going to be met. Saying never again to these behaviors isn't giving up on love, it's refusing to give up on yourself.
And here's a brilliant little tool to help with future relationships. The 3-6-9 rule. Think about it. The first 3 months, that's the honeymoon phase. Everyone's on their best behavior. Enjoy it, but maybe don't move in together just yet. From months 3 to 6, conflict will start to show up. That's your observation period. Watch closely. How do they handle it? By the time you get to 6 or 9 months, the patterns are usually pretty clear. And here's the key. You have to make your choice based on that evidence, not on the hope of who they could be.
Oh, this is such a critical distinction. Forgiveness, it's a gift you give to yourself. It's about letting go of the anger and bitterness that's poisoning you. What it is not is excusing what they did, and it absolutely does not mean you give them a free pass to hurt you again. You can completely forgive someone and, in the same breath, hold up that firm boundary of never again to protect your own peace.
So, after going through all this pain, you might be sitting there thinking, why even bother with relationships at all? And you know what? That is a totally fair question. So let's talk about it. Because deep down, we are wired for connection. Understanding that healthy human need is key to finding a much better future.
And look, the benefits of a healthy connection aren't just warm and fuzzy feelings. They are real, and you can actually measure them. Check out these numbers. People with strong relationships have way higher life satisfaction. Good social support can literally cut the physical impact of stress in half. And it massively boosts our ability to bounce back when things get tough.
This need for connection is literally written into our DNA. I mean, our ancestors survived because they were in tribes, not because they were lone wolves. When we form healthy bonds with people, our brain releases oxytocin. You might have heard of it as the bonding hormone. It's the chemical that makes us feel trust and security. We simply are not designed to go through life all alone. We're built to thrive together. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Real companionship is two things at once. It's an emotional safe place to land, and it's a practical partnership. Having someone who truly has your back creates this incredible buffer against all the challenges life throws at you. It makes you stronger as an individual and way more resilient as a team.
And that brings us to our final and honestly my favorite section. We've walked through the pain, we've learned from it, and we understand why we need healthy connection. Now, it's time to rise.
I just love this metaphor of the phoenix. It captures it so perfectly. This isn't about going back to the person you were before. This is about emerging from the ashes of all that pain transformed, stronger, so much wiser, and more you than you've ever been.
So how do you do it? Step 1, you make a conscious choice every single day to choose yourself. Your dreams, your safety, your happiness, they come first. Step 2, you start to see this loss not as an ending, but as the universe clearing out space for what's truly meant for you. And step 3, you honor those boundaries you learn the hard way. You only let people in who are ready to build on a foundation of mutual respect.
I want you to really let this sink in. You did not lose yourself. What you did was discover the parts of you that are non-negotiable. Through all this pain, you found the pieces of your own soul that you will never, ever abandon for someone else again. That is not a loss. That is a profound discovery of your own strength.
And let's end on this. Saying never again isn't a negative thing. It's not about closing yourself off. It is the most positive declaration you can make. It is you standing tall and saying a loud, clear yes to your own worth, to your own peace, and to a future that is filled with the kind of love and respect you have always deserved. Your journey starts now.